Jason Widener here with Erewhon, Meet the Maker. This is an exciting time because everybody's talking about butter, and I found a guy that might possibly have the best butter in the world. His name is Peter Cullinane. He's with Road Creamery, and he is coming to California. First question though, where can I find this butter?
Well, right here in Erewhon. Yeah.
That's it, I'm done with the interview. I have so many questions for you, and I'm super excited about this, especially since we're the only ones that carry it in California. That's extremely special. You had a vision to make the best butter in the world. Tell me why.
So I'm a New Zealander. We're the biggest dairy exporters in the world, and I actually believe that we should also be making the best butter in the world. The quality of New Zealand butter was good, but it wasn't great, and I thought we should actually have the best in the world. I was in a local supermarket, and I was reaching, I hate to say it, but I was reaching for a Danish butter. And I had it in my hand, and I had one of those moments where I said, what's a New Zealander doing reaching for a Danish butter when we should be making the best butter in the world?
Agree.
So I went home, I looked up YouTube, and I actually got a lovely woman from the Appalachian Mountains saying, honey, you make butter in a mason jar.
This started off in a mason jar.
In a mason jar. So I did that, and I made butter, and I realized that actually it's not that hard to make butter. It's really hard to make good butter, and making butter is really messy.
I love how people that have these dreams, because it probably just didn't start, you know, just all of a sudden. I'm sure your grandfather or your mother or somebody, there's this root that you have. Take me back to that root. How did it become part of your DNA?
Well, in New Zealand, we're a very agricultural country, and so pretty well everyone's got farming in their blood. My father and mother both came from farms, and my father was a wonderful bloke, but a man of very, very few words.
Man of principle.
A man of principle. I was whipping cream as a kid for something around. He said, you know, keep on doing that or you'll make butter. And it's not the most prophetic thing to have said, but it's one of those things that absolutely stuck in my memory. I often think of Dad, you know, when I think of butter.
Making that butter.
And that's sort of where it started from.
And he made the butter the same way?
He made that, well, they made the butter in the...
Can you show me how?
Yeah, well, I will. The thing about butter is it's all down to the quality of the cream. This is one of your local creams from Sonoma.
It's brilliant, but not
a
New Zealand brilliant.
The big thing about New Zealand is we've got a very moderate climate, and we have grass every day of the year. And so the difference really is extraordinary. So whereas most countries, Europe, the States, a lot of the dairy is grain-fed. To varying degrees. In New Zealand, on our farms, it's all grass.
And there's a lot of questions there with grass, and I'm going to get back to that in a minute.
But basically, what butter does, what butter is cream, which is the highest packed percentage of milk. You break down the molecules into the constituent parts, which is butter fat and buttermilk. And that's sort of as simple as that. So the whole action is to sort of smash it.
Yeah.
And you end up with the butter at the bottom and the buttermilk on top.
So you're gonna watch this for 10 minutes, and we're gonna do this right now. I'm just kidding. Maybe we should get someone to shake, and we'll keep talking.
All right.
So literally, okay, so I'll just pretend like I'm a bartender, right? Just like this.
Yeah, you got the action.
There you go, there you go. We won't call it cocktails and dream. We'll call it creamery and dreams. Creamery and dreams. There you go.
You know, it's just like whipping cream. Nothing happens, and all of a sudden, everything happens.
We shook and we shook and we shook. That's amazing. There it is, right there. You don't need anything other than a mason jar. That's amazing. And that's how it all started.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it goes on from there.
What fascinates me is that you have this amazing texture. You have this beautiful golden hue to your butter, and I want you to talk to me and talk to the audience about what gives it that color and all the health benefits behind truly grass-fed butter.
The color of our butter is a bright yellow. And when you compare that to a grain-fed butter, you know, the difference is quite extreme. And if you talk to the old butter makers, they will tell you that the more human intervention in the process of making butter, the whiter the butter. Ours is a very yellow butter, and the yellow comes from the keratin in the grass.
Yes.
Cows they're not actually equipped to eat grain. Grain's not a natural part of a cow's diet.
No, the stomachs came and digested properly.
We're blessed with a lot of pasture and a moderate climate. And so our cows can eat grass 365 days of the year. So it just doesn't get better for them. So they're in sort of cow heaven, really.
That's amazing. Yeah. And your grass has that great microbial fight. That's probably why you have such wonderful, nutritious grass. That's probably why your butter tastes so darn good and so amazing. I know if you haven't had grass-fed butter before, especially a good grass-fed butter, especially your butter, people really don't know what they're missing. And in this world, in this way that we're over-manufacturing our products, you found a way to produce it in a very clever and unique way. Your animal welfare is over the top. And that, to me, is a story worth telling. Why was that such a focus for you?
You know, just personally, I can't imagine mistreating livestock. And it's absolutely true that happy cows produce better quality milk, but also you just feel better about it. So we're really lucky. Our company has 9 farms which produce this milk. With the welfare of the animals and then the welfare of the farm workers and then ultimately the welfare of those who eat the products that come from that process in mind. So it looks after all 3.
Because you have a humane welfare certification and you have a free range system that there's a lot of definitions in that world, but your free range is like, they have access, never barned. No. I mean, it's
cow heaven.
Wild cows out there.
They're wild cows, but
wild cows.
They are really they're very calm. Yeah. So you can walk in the herd and you can pat the cows and things. They're just happy animals, you know, and you feel really good about it. And it shines through in the product, I think.
Absolutely. That to me is probably the best story. That's the story I would always tell, because it's, you know, I mean, the taste and the flavor is great. Don't let taste master you. Let it be from, you know, the quality and the care that you're taking. And that's what you guys are doing, and that's very admirable.
It just makes every day really enjoyable, and I think that for me is a big piece of what Road Creamery is about. We have a lot of fun doing what we really love doing, so it you know, it sort of shines through, I hope.
That it does.
Good.
Thank you.
Good.
We saw that, you know, you started off churning with a mason jar, which is amazing. Get back to your roots. Here it is. Get back to your roots. And now, what is your philosophy on making your butter? How do you produce it now?
So we have a wonderful partnership with our farms, and they, thank goodness, have maintained what's called a Fritz churn. The cream goes into a churn vessel, and it turns and turns and turns.
Has like a spiral kind of a thing in there?
Basically, and it's got paddles inside it, and it's just so the cream separates, and you get exactly that. You get butter and the buttermilk that gets separated off. And the lovely thing about butter is it's a really simple product. You know, the only thing you need to add is salt if you want, or don't add salt and it's unsalted, and that's sort of it. You know, so
and that's it.
That's it.
You made your butter, your cream, and then you moved into more categories. Tell me about all your categories.
Having started with butter, the next thing I really wanted to do was to go back and make a really great milk. We produce all sorts of fascinating products like a chocolate cream liqueur, and we're producing a great range of ice creams.
We'll be getting the ice cream here?
We'll be getting the ice cream here, and so
in California, Erewhon.
Yeah. And that will be a range of super premium ice creams. So
that's amazing. That's amazing. I always tell people just naturally fall into the places that they need to fall into. They find their light, and you guys are a perfect fit for Erewhon.
I'm so appreciative of that opportunity.
Well, we appreciate your butter and the type of vendors that make up Erewhon. You're the top of the list, and so we just appreciate you because you are unique, you have a vision, so do we. Thank you for the partnership.
Brilliant, thank you very much.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you.